All right, dude, pump it 3 times and hold. Dude, I said pump it 3 times and hold. Dude, are you pumping?
Are we still talking about the clutch?
All right, so today we get to install one of the sexiest parts available for the E46 M3, and that's a new stainless steel clutch line. And you might wonder, what makes a clutch line so damn sexy? Well, I'll tell you. It deletes the clutch delay valve that the car has from the factory. And I think from here you can't really see it, but on the clutch line there's a little valve, and it delays the fluid flow. So it's good for people who are not really enthusiasts, but for us enthusiasts, it's not really the best feel. So we're gonna go ahead and install this line, remove the old one, and we're gonna show you guys how to do that right now. All right, so to get to the clutch line, what we have to do is remove this panel right here. So the panel should be pretty easy to remove. There's these bolts right here, and there's probably about like half a dozen of them or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all those right now. All right, so in order to replace this line, what we have to do is we have to remove that clip off of the line, and then this whole part pulls out. Then on this side, the delay valve is right in here. It's right here. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to undo this, and we're gonna have to hold it here as we do it, and then the new line will replace everything from here all the way down to this point. Okay, so I actually had to remove the panel that was here, make it easier. It was pretty easy, just had to remove those 2 nuts. And so now I pulled this pin out of the line here. So now all I have to do is pull that line out, and it should come out on that side. Okay, so I pulled it out. There's the line right there. It's leaking in here. It's gonna leak for a while, so we're gonna have to replace the fluid as well. No worries. So now, just have to replace this part. All right, so after a whole lot of fluid leaking all over the place, got everything installed and cleaned up. Looks great. Got everything installed. Have the washer installed on this end. So this little guy, where's my finger? That guy right there. That one is a 10, I believe, and that one's a 14. And that one's already installed, ready to go. So now we just have to lower the car and bleed the clutch, and should be good to go. Bleed, all we have to do is we have to have a person up top, basic pumping and holding the clutch. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a hose onto the slave cylinder right here, and then I'm gonna turn it, and that's how we're gonna bleed it. Okay, so on the E46 M3, the brake fluid and the clutch fluid all come from the same reservoir. So this is the reservoir that I'm gonna be filling up right now. So I'm gonna fill it up with Motul RBF 600, which we have right here. RBF 600, it's good for the street and the track, which is why I really like it. I'm gonna pour it in there, then I'm gonna raise the car, and Dan is gonna be doing the pumping and holding on the clutch pedal. So we're gonna get started on that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to bleed it. We've actually already done it. Everything's already installed, everything's ready to go. No leaks, everything looks good, but I didn't show you guys how to actually bleed. So I figured I'd make a short little video showing you guys. So this right here is the slave cylinder, and that right there is the bleeder for it. That right there. So what you do is you have to remove this nipple on here. And then once you remove it, you see the end of it. And so you have to put a 7mm wrench right here. And what you do is a person goes up top in the car, sits there and pushes down on the clutch 3 times and holds it. And then when they hold it, you undo that part and you let all of the air bleed out. And so you can do that maybe about 4 or 5 times or so, just to make sure that there's no air coming out and all that comes out is fluid, and make sure that there is enough fluid in the reservoir. And once that's done, then you are all done bleeding your clutch. So I did all that. I filled up the master cylinder. Everything now is full with fluid. Everything's nice and clean. So we're all done with this project. So the only thing I have to do now is reinstall all of the under panels, and the project's complete. It actually wasn't too bad. All in all, this whole project probably took about half an hour. I wanted to show you guys the old line. This is the old clutch line. There you see, there's the end of it with the clip. And then right here's the old line, and right here at the very end, that's the actual delay valve. So that's the CDV. So that's the one that we removed when we replaced this whole line with a new Bimmerworld line. And so you can see it up here again. So it basically replaced all of this. The old CDV was right here and the line attached to it on the back. So we just replaced the entire thing. Okay, so when working on this, here you can see that it's already done, but I want to show you this video just to show you how I actually removed this panel right here. And this panel actually guards the fuel filter, which is this big guy right here. And so this panel attaches here, and I just removed those 2 nuts. And then when I remove those 2 nuts, this whole panel slides out and gives you a lot more room. So highly recommend doing it this way. Gives you a lot more room.